Hello guys, today we will see the principles of Ayurveda and the basic things we need to know. So with the basic definition I will start. The term Ayurveda is derived from two Sanskrit words, that is Ayur and Veda. Ayur means life and the Veda means knowledge or science. So Ayurveda basically means science of life or way of life. So, a life in Ayurveda is a combination of body, sense, organ, mind, and soul. It is a system of healthcare which is used to treat a patient. Ayurveda is the most ancient and system of medicines in India. Okay, it's like around more than 5,000 years old system, and it still has the potential in today's world to cure many diseases in an effective manner. So the Ayurvedic principle is based on Tridoshi concept, okay, which is the fundamental principle in Ayurveda. The three basic constituents of the physiological system according to the concept are the doshas, okay. They are the ultimate irreducible basic metabolic elements constituting the body and mind of the patients. So the three doshas are classified as Vata, Pitta and Kapha. First dosha is Vata, second dosha is Pitta, and third dosha is the Kapha. These correspond primarily to the elements of air, fire and water. They determine the life processes of growth and decay. Moving with the first principle, the biological air humor is called Vata. Okay, it is primarily dry, cold and tight. Vata is located in the colon, thighs, hips, ears and bones. Most important of the three humors, and it also sustains effort, exhalation movement and discharge in impulse. The equilibrium of tissues and coordination of senses it maintains. So when exaggerated, Vata causes emaciation, debility, linking of warmth, tremors, distension, constipation, insomnia, sensory disorientation and incoherent speech. The second dosha is Pitta. Okay, so Pitta reflects the quality and elements of fire and water as a whole. Okay, but if you stress mostly on the biological humor, it is fire humor, it is called Pitta. Okay, and it is also translated as bile. It is responsible for all the chemical and biological transformation in the body. Okay, so Pitta mainly exists in the acid form as fire. Acid with concern, it is mostly referred to the HCl which is present in the stomach, as you all know. And Pitta is primarily moist, hot and light. It governs digestion, heat, visual perception, hunger, thirst, complexation, understanding, intelligence, courage and softness of the body. Pitta in excess causes yellow of the stool, okay, yellow color of the stool, urine, eyes and the skin. It also associates hunger, thirst, burning sensation and also difficulty in sleeping. High Pitta results in accumulation of internal heat or fever with inflammation and infection. Pitta is located in small intestine, stomach, sebaceous gland, blood, lymph, organs and vision. The primary site is the small intestine. As we all know, major metabolic processes in our body is governed by the liver. Okay, and the major site of absorption in the body is the small intestine, and most of our digestion, like whatever the nutrients are absorbed from the small intestine, whether it is food or drugs, and it is transmitted to the rest of the body. So no, disorientation in this second dosha can cause imbalance and lead to a build-up of excessive heat in the body. Kapha is the biological water humor is called kapha, sometimes also translated as phlegm. It means that the things which hold together. It provides substances and gives transport and make up the bulk of our bodily tissue. It also governs emotional trait of love, compassion, modesty, patience and forgiveness. Kapha is primarily cold, moist and heavy. It is associated with the watery content of the body as a whole. Okay, it also gives stability. It helps in lubrication, holds together of the joints, and such qualities as patience. Kapha is the material substance and supports of the other two humors as well, and it also gives stability to the emotional nature. Excessive kapha causes depression of the digestive fire, nausea, lethargy, heaviness, white color, chills, looseness of the limbs, cough, difficulty in breathing and excessive sleeping. High kapha results in accumulation of the weight and gravity in the body. It inhibits the normal function and also causes hypoactivity through excessive tissue accumulation. Hypoactivity basically means decline in the activity. So in a pictographic diagram I would like to explain Vata. If you see, it is ether plus air, okay, a combination of this both. Pitta is fire plus water and Kapha is earth plus water. So Vata actually are the qualities reflecting the elements of space and air as a whole, and Pitta are the qualities reflecting the elements of fire and water, and Kapha are the qualities uh, reflecting the elements of earth and water. Hence, it is mostly on the moist side. So, if you the Kapha is mostly associated with the potential energy that is present in the body, while Pitta is with the thermal energy. As I told you, it is associated with fire, and the kinetic energy, okay, is associated with Vata, okay. So mostly or especially like respiration and exhalation, all these similar terms are associated with Vata. So now I would like to move forward towards the treatment. Vata is treated by mild application of oils, mild sweating and purification method. Pitta is treated with the injection of ghee. Okay, ghee is very good for constipation related problems also. Okay, ghee is clarified butter by purgation with sweat and cold herbs, by sweet, bitter and astringent foods and herbs, and by applying cool, delightful and fragrant essential oil, by amounting the heat, or you can say regulating the heat with camphor, sandalwood, vetiver oils, etc. Kapha is treated by strong emetic and purgation method according to the rules by all kinds of exercise, which also includes yoga, which is a main concept of Ayurveda. Okay, it falls under Ayush as well. Okay, Ayush recommends yoga. Okay, it's good for healthy living and maintaining flexibility of the body. Okay, so by smoking of herbs and by doing physical hard work. Ayurvedic therapies are grouped into two. First is the tonification methods, okay, which uses supplements, which, if in simple words to explain you, it is related to increasing the gravity or the weight of the body, okay. And second one is reduction, that is elimination, which is responsible for lightening the body. So reduction therapy decreases the body weight and are indicated for overnight accumulation of toxins and exaggerated humors. It is indicated in acute stages of disease when the attack is strong, primarily for cough. Whereas tonification methods, they nourish the deficiencies in the body and are indicated in underweight. Okay, underweight meaning below the average weight or average body mass index, debility or tissue weakness. They are indicated for chronic disease in convalescence or after reduction methods primarily for kapha. A mixed therapy is required for pitta. Ayurvedic methods for diagnosis is very simple. Okay, it mostly the stress is given on urine, stool, semen, flatters, vomiting, sneezing, erection, yawning, hunger, thirst, tears, sleep, and heavy breathing for diagnosis of a disease. It also stresses on overall wholesome diet along with the use of drugs for the successful treatment of disease. Okay, a balanced diet is very important, okay, for maintaining a good healthy living. So knowledge of the site of manifestation of the disease is essential for the treatment. So pulse is examined early in the morning when the patient is on empty stomach. Pulse examination is carried out with the help of radial artery. Okay, it's an artery which is you use the two fingers, that is the index finger and the middle finger, and you press it gently over the radial artery, okay, which runs through the hand for examining pulse. It's like widely known method, okay. And in Ayurveda, drugs are classified depending on their taste, attributes, potency, taste after digestion, and therapeutic effects. There are 4 types of therapies. First one is elimination therapy, elevation therapy. Third is psychic therapy. Okay, psychic therapy is mostly associated with the nervous system. And fourth is surgery. Okay, so compound formulations are generally used by Ayurvedic physicians in the form of pills, powders, decoctions, infusions, linctures, alcoholic preparations, medicated ghee, fractional distillation, collyrium, etc. So along with medication, some regimens like sleep, walk, rest, physical exertions are also prescribed to the patient. So it is very essential, if you as a summary I would like to tell, it's very essential to balance all the 3 doshas, okay, because everyone is gifted a unique balance of these 3 doshas, but generally 1 or 2 of them mostly dominates in the whole body, okay, and it will also determine the routine of your body and mind. So we have to always keep a good track over your sleep, overeating habits, and you must avoid oily and fat food, okay, you should in order to maintain a healthy living. I hope you like this presentation. Do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.